It's been a while that the soccer and that try with Resident Evil and Metal Gear Solid and eFootball. Like I went through videos and that they hadn't talked about Liga MX to eFootball and that it was kind of exclusive that it came to football, and like I hadn't see any new updates, or I hadn't seen any updates with the squads, like when you play friendly or offline. They did put penalties first time in history in eFootball to compete against each other in the penalties. They're like who's good in penalties, like who could take penalties in football, and it's good. Like I think eFootball like will have like players to be their favorite or make up their own characters, like that way. Make up their own characters and what positions they play, forward, midfield, defense, or goalie, and or pick their favorite players and then play it online. And then like Liga MX has like a update. This is the reason why like this is good because this was free and it's free. The game, but like and it's free. It's an update. It's like football, the penalties, the difficulties, good. The play, and like I play, and I reached to that level of rankings. I don't know how to say I'm like pro now in football. I'm not pro because I was losing and I ended the streak so I could win. And because like I enjoy playing football, and then uh just the formation, like, and then Copa. I hadn't seen Copa Libertadores yet for La Liga MX returning. Uh, the Copa America will soon come. Copa America, and then they will play and they would do well. Like I play my soccer game. I don't have a lot, not a lot much on playing the eFootball, but I put my squad and play well in the game, and try kind of like a coach way, and then like Mexico do well, and like that's why like they need to like to train so that they like I think they do prepare well in Copa America. It's almost there for like, and then for like Captain Tesoro Super Campeones. I play Super Campeones, and then doesn't have like matchmaking should be like similar to versus. We're online now, so they could play now and not take long, and have like a good online matchmaking, good online. So it's random. So you play against not other players, real players, and Captain Tesoro. Uh, like that's good. That stuff with that rankings and maybe new players, so they could pick and like how it is and Captain Tesoro Ace, and then I already finished first place in that, so I took like a yeah, I took a just a sample of the first place of Captain Tesoro Ace, and then it did good, and then uh still very good solid. And the system of the online, I played good. I did well, and I played very well in the soccer game. And I reached to the to the next level. I'm not pro in eFootball. If it's just that I just reach, put the squads, and I put the formation of my team, and like I was losing, but I won now on that, and then like I'm good, kind of not that too good, but I do lose. But I did well. Like I try to kind of do a coach way. Um, and like I like kind of know the formation. Like that's why Mexico like needs to like train. And then I said not do bad in Copa America because they need to train and needs to go back to like Copa Libertadores so that they play good and like that's why like America won. It took them a while and they won. Uh, and the formation I put like the middle, like it has to be experience. The new experienced players that I saw when they lost to Colombia, didn't do good. They lost because they didn't have experience or didn't play more in their club or play in Copa Libertadores so they could play. That's why they lost against Colombia. But Mexico like will play in the Copa America, like, and they did good. And then they did good. They did well. Their goalie is good too. One is like I'm not like trying to be coach, no. To see that they need to do good in the forward penalties and be more active, the forwards, and like that's why I think Lozano like to stay in Europe, PSV, and not like on returning. But I think that's the decision. But if I was like kind of coach, I'd tell him to stay in like PSV so he could play in Europe. This the only player is good. The only player because the other players has been now starting to slack and now have been removed from their team. And they need to do well. And that's why I took first now. I took first place and I stay in the rankings then did some scoreboard and then I keep my rankings keep going down and I had to keep coming back to get my score up. Like that type of stuff. Like how like division resurgent. I was 110 in beta when I came in. There's private server like to play, to really play the game and not get bothered, so that you could play and post like live video on the resurgent and 110 rank, but then got ruined in the experience by someone, whatever. That's why there has to be a private, but it took so long. And now there's a private server that you could go in and then play. And then do your video, whatever that you want, but they're not gonna allow you. But I see you do get early access on the division. It's good. Just that I'm not playing console for a reason. Like I do play it, but I do play it. I'm just waiting for its resurgent and see division resurgent. If there is a private server. There is. It exists now. They finally did it. And I know if I will allow player to play in that, but they don't want to go do anything. They just play and just want to post a video or whatever, just to play, and that's it. Enjoy or play with their buddies. That's it. Enjoy and not have to experience some other player that follow around like that type of, and they will keep going all this time and doesn't stop resting and just keep going all the way just to do that. Yeah, and that's why it has to be private server. And the multiplayer, like The Last of Us, was supposed to be a thing to play, open war or something. Spider-Man, 2. I never expected Spider-Man will have like a bigger map. But I know it's true. If there would be a bigger map of Spider-Man 2 update, a bigger map. But the Suicide Squad is a bigger map, and it has live service. And some they say they don't agree on that. It's only them live service multiplayer. That's good. I'm not like a big player. I'm not anything. I just play. That's it. I just play games, and then Suicide Squad, that would be something. They already have Arkham Gotham 9. And now Suicide Squad, a bigger map, multiplayer. They kind of listen to the player feedbacks. Not like others maybe. And then it takes forever. And then they get the experiences, and you want this fixed to be fixed. It not be, but it has to be fixed, and that's why like Division Resurgent be waiting. I never expected they would kind of like listen, kind of listen or feedback, or there will be a crossing over the bridge. I didn't know it would be a big map. The Division 2, Resurgent will have like a private server, and this Batman. But I think the Resurgent will have a map that will have like a cross the bridge, like a DLC. There was like a player I know that was trying to show that stuff before, way back before they decided to stop. Like, and then like showing like updates, whatever, talking maybe, show that like, oh, open the bridge, maybe the bridge could go in, cross over to see what's the other side. What will be Division 3? Um, we play as Eric Keener. We play as the story of the first wave. Will it be single player? How it would look? Will it be similar to the Last of Us style, where it's like single player movie telling cinematic CGI style? And but they don't want to show it. They don't want to show the division stuff. The Resurgent now will show like the waves, first wave, and it's good, even with some mobile free. And it has like all ranks, 110 rank, and it goes up, but it always get updated. And like the computer starts to help, on the Dark Zone. The computers starts to help and not have their health go low, because the player wants to win. They're playing like if there's like a player that bothers, I don't know, and they play. But that's how PvP is. But they just wanted just a little help, and then and then play and the computers that comes in, and they and I see I am imagine players do a feedback on like why the computers are too OP, why they're like um big, or they don't get damaged, or and then what how come the gear keep changing always, and you don't get a chance to damage the other players, whatever, and that's why mobile is like I think it's a great thing to play so that you don't get gear always changing, or the gear always like update, or they bug or something so you lose, and then in the division like resurgent, like that's like a good sample for them, for players that is like not good in builds, but they put builds, but their builds always get there always is an update, or what they like allow players to finally be able to play and be like a shoot, like a PvP way, not with gears, but soon, with special abilities, turn, and win, and even win against the players, and then the computers that comes in, it only will damage you if you're not good, but you play a high level, the computers will be tough, This is like between the division story, division, the dark zone, how the first wave and second wave event timeline from the division, and then that's why they were damaged, but they want to help. If you go in the dark zone and you want to get gear, but this player always been falling always, the computers needs to help, They should, because that's how the dark zone is. That's how the dark zone is with the computers, with the that's in the dark zone. And even like will show how is there like first wave agents that was there, but I didn't know, in the dark zone, and with Division 3 or Resurgent will come, and like that's why eFootball is like exclusive. I like the gameplay, but it's hard. Like I don't understand, but it is hard. But those players still is around. Those players are still around that have like their programs or their device cheats so it can win and beat you in or control the like eFootball and the PS5 when you play. They skip the whole frame, so they skip the gameplay. You play and you go so fast because it buffering, but it's a different buffering. It's buffering, then you came back in the screen, but they already scored a goal over you. So what the? I have good connection, and somehow it's like that. That's why those players still exist, And I'm like trying to like put some updates or something to if they could fix it, or see the matchings to see if they have, or detect if they have that type of cheats. Like that's why Division Resurgent will have a private server. I really hope they'd still be there, so that you could go in and play with your buddies and not have this player falling all the time. And then you play the Division Resurgent for good, like a normal gameplay, man. Like a normal gameplay, matchmaking well. There's Super Campeones, first place. I don't know if they're gonna go really serious with they already put players to select their characters, and then to play. You know, there's others that create their characters to do the PvP, you know, on 11 game in soccer, or they could just play their favorite players or their favorite character. Either way, you know, to play. That's why I play Super Campeones and then Captains of Sura A's. Got first place, and I'm still in like kind of the rankings. And won. I won, so yeah, I have it. And then the resurgent to see if you could play. Like that's the reason why there's updates and stuff. Or multiplayer, open war. Well, now they cancel it to not experience that type of play in The Last of Us multiplayer. Or never get the chance to play it again. Live service, pretty much. Suicide Squad is putting a multiplayer and stuff. Yeah, I look forward to that. You know, I don't care. You know, I don't care about the rating or something. But I will play Suicide Squad, the DC Universe, Justice League, the Justice League stuff. Yeah, I will play that. I will play that game. Even the Batman Arkham Knight, the Batman Arkham Knight universe. This is the reason why Batman Arkham Knight was so good. It has like a good map. It has like everything. And then why the Batman games is better than all the rest. Or the open war shooting games. I know, like it kind of like the Division. And the Division is good. The Division 1. Just that maybe they didn't went deep enough with player encounters. If they just explaining about computers and stuff, or how much they could damage the player with their health and all that stuff. They didn't want deep, like if player does follow them around, other players, and they do that, they could just give them an option of a private server or something, an option. Then you don't see players around, and you just play the play around or play the game and that's it, or block the player so that but I had to see that through the time on the Division when playing it. I have been playing, so I kind of know the stuff of the Division, you know, and basically like that's why there's a private server mobile now. Private server to play the game. That's why like Devil May Cry came, you know, Mega Man. Also, you could play Mega Man Dive, That kind of like showing the games recommending to play. Division Resurgent will come, but I wasn't just checking if there is. When I saw the beta, and then I saw there's a private server. I really hope that when you join that private server, you'll be separate from the player that is kind of follow you. Or like that's two ways. One option is to block the player, as like how the Call of Duty does. When they block a player, they never play you again in the war zone. I don't know if they completely block them the whole game, and the matchmaking detect the player that is blocked from that player, join a different lobby and can't come in anymore. It has to play a different lobby now, and they continue playing their matchmaking because they can't bother the player anymore because they block the player and they play. And that's why like One Piece Bounty Rust has that system, but they didn't put like more option list, a list where they could still have players block them, so to continue playing, you know, and not be ignored. It's just remove the player, and the player can't do anything, and that's why they left the game. That's why it's called, I don't know. And then they could have done that, and you could play. Like I thought what I thought with the Last of Us multiplayer will have blocking the player, and then because they were kind of listening that I see when I saw some some stuff when I see the Last of Us multiplayer and then the updates and then the listen feedbacks and stuff. Like, and so I just testing testing if they, like if they block the player, then they could play Last of Us multiplayer. Okapu rankings. I know that like Naruto Storm, the new one, the game. There is ranking, there's tournaments, but like the tournament on its own to play. Um, like they kind of improved the computer. Like what they make it more difficult to be more like a fighting game. And like PvP, single player rankings on a single co-op or like 3 teams, but like first time ever in like the Naruto Storm games, like maybe you're on a team with your buddies and they pick their favorite characters and they be on a 3 team but separately. You're not how usually you control 3 characters against each other in PvP, but if only be one player selected one of them and 3, and then that's you play against 3 on 3 with a team, and there's like team ranking, but I don't think they do that. Or like how Fairy Tail is ranking Gil facing rankings, like 70 sins with their PvP, with their fighting against the boss, very powerful boss, or like Naruto. How the story is, the Naruto story that I play, they can face a boss, but a high level boss, like kind of like similar to Dragon Ball Legend or Dragon Ball Fighters, and then you with your team, you face that and take down the health of the boss or something, but the boss is very difficult, you know, in that type of way. But not only Dragon Ball Fighter has it. That's why like the Suicide Squad will come. Like I say, it's the first time ever seeing the Suicide Squad, or they were kind of listening Batman Arkham Knight. But here's like how the Batman Arkham Knight took so long. It took so long, you know. Got the Night Game co-op. This co-op you could play with your buddies in co-op and Gotham Knight. Not Suicide Squad. Both games. And then it will have like service. I know with the Suicide Squad. Both games, yo. Both games. Batman and stuff. That's why I will play that. Maybe later on. I don't know. I'm not sure, but like that's why like single player. The Last of Us is different. The Last of Us story 3. They don't have. I don't know if they have The Last of Us 3 story yet, or they do. Look, I think they still do. They still know the direction, how it will be, how it will represent with the characters, with the main characters and stuff, and like even like. I can say anything with the Walking Dead, Clementine. That story is to continue, but I think they should have a series. Like, but it has to be like similar to like The Last of Us. Pay attention to it, and then they become exclusive. Whoever should to see in the show, like The Walking Dead, Clementine. The new season or the new story that they made already, they could do that, you know. There's a reason why it continues, you know. It can still continue, and I know they want to do a game again. If they don't, I think they could bring like exclusive to it and goes to the shows and watch a show like how Scott Pilgrim is returning. Scott Pilgrim was in Cartoon Network, and then Scott Pilgrim or whatever series, and then but it took forever for them, and now Scott Pilgrim came to to streaming service exclusive. That's why Skype program came, and then the Suicide Squad. Still will. That's the reason why I like it. They finally like went serious. Then like I don't think they were like kind of paying attention. But I see the Batman Arkham Knight stuff that it took forever, and then I kind of say something about the Gotham Knight co-op, and then it came. You play. I don't now the Suicide Squad resurgent too, but that's their own term with the well how it would look or how it would be made. I'm not sure, but like Suicide Squad, I will pay attention to it the more because I play the Batman Arkham Knight, and it's difficult, and that's the only game was good. But I think it was only one time only. And now they put Suicide Squad. I think this will be one time only, just like they brought Harley Quinn, the who looks like Harley Quinn, but then passed the torch because it came for the Suicide Squad, the new one. The old one was good too, both, but I like the new one more because you could disagree on that or whatever. The both was good. It's just that I prefer Bird of Prey, the movie, Harley Quinn. That's why it's good, you know. Like the original, I thought it would continue, but no, it passed the torch. But that's good. At least they're kind of listening on that now. And now Suicide Squad. I will like the bat. They say Marvel, but I never expected like the Spider-Man part to kind of listen and feedbacks. I don't know, bigger map. Who say it will be a bigger map? I don't know. I don't think any exist player ever say will become a big map. Co-op, play Venom, or make their own Venom, then the movie first, be the first because like the Marvel or stuff movie doesn't like release it soon, or it does take forever, and you don't want to wait because because they're like you don't want to like take forever, and then we'll get the chance to watch it again. That's why they bought Venom to make him huge, make him bigger, and no one's talking about Venom so big, right? There's no like a director cut to Spider-Man, I don't think any player or whatever, when they say they want to say something about that Spider-Man 2 before it's released, the new game of Spider-Man, or there will be another content coming. If there is another content coming for Spider-Man 2, I want it to be same as the trailer as Spider-Man, for PlayStation trailer where Spider-Man and Morales was facing Venom, and they do all those action scenes, and Venom was chasing Spider-Man, and how Venom was supposed to be like this, chasing Spider-Man, fighting him, throwing him in the buildings, all that amazing stuff that I saw from the trailer, and they didn't put it in. I think this should be a director cut, in it, a director cut. That'd be cool, if they see this, that'd be cool, could they see the trailer of Spider-Man, like PlayStation 2 when they show the trailer of the launch of Spider-Man 2, and Venom fought against Miles Morales and Spider-Man? That'd be cool, if they added that. If they put a bigger map, but I think like Gotham Knight, they put cities, but they put like a small map in their Arkham Knight that I've been playing and kind of studying. That's what I do, kind of, but I don't want to like just show my skills. Like they split small map, and then the Gotham Knight is kind of big, but then they didn't put like animation fighting. They did. Then Suicide Squad, That's the reason why I like all Gotham Knight. No, Arkham Knight. I like that more. And Gotham Knight too. I don't know to say regular things, anything that right now I'm saying. No, not really. Arkham Knight is good. That's why they're making Suicide Squad and they say they're gonna make the map bigger. They would put like weapons, they put actually ammunition, I see like stuff like that, and they then Gotham Knight 2, both games. I have Gotham Knight and Arkham Knight 2, both, and it's kind of my favorite. And then the Suicide Squad I will play it, and I don't like. I'm not on either side, you know. I just I enjoy the how it looks, the game, and the Suicide Squad is good. It's like a hype train, you know. They started, you know. They didn't want to, but it's one time only, and they did, you know. They put the Suicide Squad, Harley Quinn, and then they put Spider-Man. They said they'll make a bigger map, but I'm not sure if Marvel Spider-Man 2 will put a bigger map on that they're saying, or updates content that is like kind of common for Spider-Man 2, or will there be content in it? Will there like bigger map? They say, but I already said about Venom. They see Venom fighting more, you know, chasing Spider-Man. At least it's so a scenario, a cinematic, so you two press buttons, action, reaction buttons, you press it because you just enjoy seeing the cutscene of the, but you still pressing the action button to be ready because Venom is like going around and stuff. Spider-Man 2 is good still, but would have done with more of Venom around, more of him. It's good. Venom, the big Venom, is good. The universe is the big map. You could cross the bridge. I think it's big. It's a big map than the Arkham Knight. But Suicide Squad is now putting a bigger map, and it's big. You know, and how it will look. I'm not sure. I really hope. I really hope they put more of I'm not good in PvP 1-on-1 though. Oh, put a new system, a new Payton City will come, I think, but it'll be limited for mobile. How much they put content to it. They're not gonna put it. But here's why. You know, The Last of Us Part 2 exists because super graphics, and they put the multiplayer. They put no, not multiplayer. They will, but it was separate on their own. You know, I wasn't part the kind of the feedback talking about The Last of Us Part 2 multiplayer. It was the other players, you know, open war, whatever, open war, open map, bigger map, whatever. But I came to single player for The Last of Us Part 2. The difficulty, and they put a bunch of difficulty to put the tournament one life only, and then you start over. That's good, you know. But The Last of Us 3, I'm not sure. They're making a new game, The Last of Us. Like, that's why I pay attention, you know. And even the Suicide Squad, the DC universe of the of the comic universe of the Suicide Squad, I'm okay, man. I'm okay with the bigger map of it. It will be big, but Spider-Man 2, I haven't seen any update yet. With like, I don't know if they would be similar to like Resident Evil, where they don't put any big updates on like Resident Evil 4 and like One Life Only, and and stuff like that. Like I hadn't seen that for a long time. You know, I hadn't seen any updates for a long time since Resident Evil 3 remake came out in 2020. Resident Evil 3 director cut. I hadn't seen any director cut. The Last of Us Part 2 will have like kind of like a director cut, but it's a remaster. But it's called remaster, but it has content in it the first time remaster, and a big surprise for me, and that's why I'm like playing that. I hadn't seen an update on like on Resident Evil, or like Resident Resistance. They put updates, but I don't know if they put more of it. Like the updates on Resident Evil, I haven't seen anything for Resident Evil Remake. Only the demo, it exists, you know. There's a reason why there's a different. I think there's difference that kind of take part or charge of Resident Evil, and the Resident Evil demo exists, and it has One Life Only, and it exists, you know. They put professional good. They didn't put they don't make it difficult harder, you know, to focus on the player, you know, going really deep and then focusing on the player. Difficulty for them, and they go one life only because they want to play that. They want to grind. They want to like. There's no materials. They look for backtracking and stuff like that type of thing that the players wanted to look to see to play the game for. But like the last Resident Evil 4 remake is good. The professional, it has that. But they made PlayStation did a VR 2. But I think it's really is kind of close to um the level. And then but The Last of Us Part 2 put the One Life Only. But I don't know if they just did it on for them for the updates. But there's updates, you know, for The Last of Us Part 2. And The Walking Dead has like time event and stuff. They put the game, like The Walking Dead Clementine exists, you know, you still could play it. You still could play that game on Clementine. It's still good, the story. Just like The Last of Us Part 2. And even that's the reason why the Resident Evil 4 remake, no, Resident Evil 3 remake hasn't have a director cut since. They did put, PlayStation did, but it's separate, you know. I kind of know, that's why, because it's separate charge, or the separate charge that take over Resident Evil, I mean, no. That's why the PS5, they made an update, they made it different than the PS4 version. This is the reason why PlayStation did it, because PlayStation did Resident Evil in the CGI series and have the name of PlayStation or that's in Resident Evil when playing Resident Evil, and that's why you kind of ask for that because like Resident Evil hasn't like kind of like exclusive stuff for PlayStation that is kind of with Resident Evil before with their series, and then they brought back the Resident Evil CGI series because of PlayStation. Resident Evil does it, but PlayStation is more involved with Resident Evil, and that's why PlayStation and Resident Evil. PlayStation did Resident Evil in PlayStation 1, with Resident Evil 3 Nemesis and how it looks because of PlayStation. When you start the game on PlayStation 1, it shows its logo when it loaded the logo of PlayStation. I think you start your game. Yeah, PlayStation was part of Resident Evil, and then that's why Resident Evil 3 and 2 was good because of Resident Evil 3, you know. And then when Resident Evil rebooted everything, I thought that PlayStation wouldn't be part of Resident Evil anymore, won't take part in anything. But what happened? They did. They took part they because they kind of care, kind of. I'm not sure, but it's on their own, you know. Everything changed since the Spider-Man when Spider-Man was launched in PlayStation 4, and then Spider-Man, and then Resident Evil 2 came out too with PlayStation because PlayStation was part of it. That's why they brought it. Even the order when Division, I think they were if PlayStation take was part of Division also and have their description, their name logo in it. I think Division would have it would do well. I think it will do well. But I'm not trying to jinx it, but like they do well, you know. But I think if PlayStation was more involved, similar to like how Resident Evil was, with the CGI that I watch and buy the DVDs of the Division, not Division, the Resident Evil, Death Island, or go to the movies of and kind of Resident Evil First Time in History. I think that kind of list and first time in history to put in the movies in the other countries so you could watch it. Then in the US, Resident Evil Death Island, and then got the ticket. I still have it in my video with the Resident Evil ticket of Death Island, and then went there, and then and then I bought the DVD, and then later they did an exclusive to the Netflix kind of. I don't know much about the business. I didn't know much. Somehow look, and then it took Resident Evil Death Island, and then Spider-Verse. Yeah, pretty much, you know. Pretty much is good, you know. And then it's first time ever Resident Evil I ever listened to put their CGI in other countries than the US. Because why it wasn't in theaters, but you could kind of could go to watch it, but only if it's closed. And I did in Mexico. That's why I watched Resident Evil Death Island. Then I came back and got the DVD Resident Evil Death Island, and then and the PlayStation. Like I don't think any player or any player talks about like the Division about PlayStation, because you know PlayStation they do well, you know. That's why like I play also in Xbox too, but like PlayStation is good, you know. And that's why like the exclusive thing was that you remember from PlayStation 1 and 2. Now you kind of complain because what's happening or happened whatever with Resident Evil and stuff, and that's why PlayStation pretty much came over. And look at how PlayStation 1 you bought, and then you got Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, and then you see Resident Evil 3 Nemesis because it was good. Because they don't have the logo or like but it's PlayStation. It has the disc. The disc say PlayStation only. Yeah, I know it could go to Xbox and stuff, you know, but like there's a difference. There's a difference. The treatment of Resident Evil 3 was in PlayStation 1 back then. It was exclusive, but I didn't know the word exclusive because I was just a normal player, just buy and play, and that's it. Watch it on TV and play it or whatever, and play the game. And then Resident Evil 3 came from PlayStation 1. It was harder, you know, scarier. No one could beat it. Since later on I could beat it, I don't pay attention to them. And they beat it, stuff. Because you watch it on there's on internet, YouTube, so videos, so you could see and beat it in Resident Evil 3. PlayStation 1, it was harder. PlayStation, it was a kind of exclusive some way on their system because Resident Evil has nowhere to. Maybe it wasn't Sega and stuff, but Resident Evil 3 was on PlayStation, and that's why it came. It came. Resident Evil Deadly Silence is in Nintendo. It exists. It was different, but it was kind of exclusive on Deadly Science. Then they gave it up. The treatment. That's the reason why Resident Evil is different. You know how the original OG Resident Evil was better and stuff. The Code Veronica was better because it was a movie. Yeah, it was different from Sega with the Dreamcast. But I don't know how I expert on this, but I know Sega was part of Resident Evil with Resident Evil Vandella before when it came back, but PlayStation was still part of it. It popped out the screen, you know it's something special will be will be there. And then like on PlayStation 1, Resident Evil 3, I think no one ever explained that why the CD of Resident Evil 3 from PlayStation was better because it saw the name, it saw the logo of PlayStation, and then even so it doesn't have the logo Resident Evil 3, but but Resident Evil 3 they didn't like make Resident Evil 3 how it is right now in the future, like how Resident Evil 3 was, the OG Resident Evil 3. The Resident Evil 3 remake is good because they kind of listen, Then Resident Evil 2 remake because maybe other players, maybe they kind of didn't listen. Resident Evil 3 remake, they did listen. And they put the zombie, they put like Nightmare, Inferno, and then it was better. And then the Resident Evil 3 PlayStation was better because because it was exclusive, That's why the story was good in Resident Evil 3. Resident Evil 3 was better, the scariness, nemesis, the puzzles, and all that stuff. And then they rebooted it, and then they kind of forget their ways, or forgetting how Resident Evil 3 was and 2. And like PlayStation wasn't part of a part not paying attention, or PlayStation didn't want to put updates on Resident Evil 3, and that's why Resident Evil did their own, that I don't think players were seeing, make their own updates, on their own. That's it, on their own. Or they don't listen, or they don't listen feedback or what the player is saying, and then Resident Evil Village they did first person, third person. It's okay. The difficulty, that was good. Resident Evil Village is good, Resident Evil 7 also, Madhounds and stuff. But I like Resident Evil Village more because, I'm like more into the CGI universe and stuff, and zombies surrounding a village, and then what's going on, and what's is happening. They could show more of that, of like a Resident Evil 3 remake. So what's happening? Like by Resident Evil 6, it shows the little small CD when right before they forget Resident Evil 6 they show the CD. So what's happening? We need to stay inside by Harlequin or whatever her name is. Say in Resident Evil 6 the game. It's a fiction game. It's not. It's just a game. And then it's like, this is a city. We have to hide, stay inside. But then but she's looking for someone, and that's why Leon has to follow her. And if you play that part or that section, that part when you play Resident Evil 6, and that's why it's good, And that's why Resident Evil 6 is still good, and it still have the no hope. It still have the one life only. It still is hard. Resident Evil 6. And then the Resident Evil 4 remake has it. But I think Resident Evil 2 does. But I think the more typical I really like is Resident Evil 6 Revelation. And then Resident Evil make their own update. But it's only those that like take part of Resident Evil, and that's why they made their updates. They put the first person, third person, and Resident Evil Village. They put VR, and they make it scarier. Um, I prefer third person because first person are like is scary. And like that's why like PlayStation like kind of took part of it. But then they did with the CGI series. They did took part of it in Resident Evil. They did put VR too because on their own, and then PlayStation did took took part of Resident Evil in the CGI series, and it shows their logo, and you could tell that would do good. That's the, and then you see the movie. It's like a, you see the movie of the Resident This Generation, Damnation, Vendetta, Resident Death Island, because it's PlayStation. You know, that would happen. Like even Revelation 2, Revelation 3. I would want to see because like this timeline, I think they will go back to the original characters and what's happening, what happened to BSA, why it became this, what happened to Rebecca Chambers, what's going on and stuff. You know, that's why it's called timeline, and that's why they will show it. They will put it. They don't think that they will not show it. Maybe they will not show the timeline how Chris left BSA. Maybe they will because maybe players want to know. But if they don't want to show it, they don't want to show the timeline how Chris left the BSA, and stuff. But it's good. But you know that's why the movie came out because they allow it. You know that's why Resident Evil did allow them to make the movie of the CGI series how it is. You know, and that's why they made the Resident Death Island. They put all the four characters together. They think they don't care about the main characters. They show them, you know, they show them the good parts. They show them like how they struggle, how they almost got kill in the game in the movie. The movie Resident Death Island, the movie, it's fiction, and then and it looks how it is. That's why it's good, you know. I would like to see that things just made of like free, like oh, if they survive, you know. In Resident 2 Remake, and they hadn't done that ever since. This one time only they did in Resident 2 Remake, where it's all free, and then they put the made-up characters that survive. I didn't like that. Only the Ghost Survivor and the Fourth Survivor Agent, the Hunk, and stuff. Like in Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil Remake, there was a trailer that no player ever explained that there was Ashley, but she was running. She was running in the entrance. What that happened? Would there be a directed cut for Resident Evil 4 Remake? Because like, I don't know why they don't want to show all the parts, all the scenes, the episodes, all the episodes. I'm saying, like, to show Ashley how she was running. It exists in the trailer of Resident Evil 4 Remake. I don't think that it doesn't. It does. This is the reason why the demo, I don't know if it is on purpose, but it looks better, you know. I like that more, you know. Resident Evil 2 Remake, there was like Nemesis was running around. This is what the universe of Resident Evil was supposed to be, you know. How it was in Resident Evil 3, where you hear zombies around surrounding the Raccoon City. The Resident Evil, I don't think they don't think ahead. I kind of do, but I don't want to go serious. But like, that was the one part in Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 2 Remake, and the demo. You go in and you see Nemesis screaming. That was something special. Even Resident Evil 3. Resident Evil 3 has more. It's just that it's good. I like Resident Evil 3 Remake more, you know, with the encounters, and then hearing the surroundings. Yeah, and that's why like PlayStation pretty much like did the Spider-Verse, and they did the Resident Evil Dead Island, and then they put the logo. That's the reason why it's different than how it is in Resident Evil 3 Remake. Director cut. But I think if I don't think Resident Evil is allowing PlayStation to want another Resident Evil 3 director cut, because Resident Evil is doing on their own. You know, I don't think no players is seen, but they're doing a good thing because they're independent. You know, they didn't got bought by like PlayStation and something. If they did, I mean, it would be a different story. I don't know, but Resident Evil did their direct with 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 first person, third person, and Resident Evil 4. I don't know if there is a first person in Resident Evil 4. I think it is. I don't know. But Resident Evil, I think it does. And Resident Evil Village. Maybe PlayStation is watching and it really is making updates. But I don't think PlayStation, they didn't allow PlayStation to want a director cut for Resident Evil 3 Remake. That explains, you know, that's the question with Resident Evil 3 Remake. If PlayStation ever wants to make Resident Evil 3 Remake exclusive to PlayStation, then you will see that Resident Evil 3, like how they did in Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 5 is in PlayStation only. But soon they will get out of it. But like, pretty much PlayStation did have Street Fighter 5 on PlayStation because there's a lot of players playing a lot in it, a lot of Street Fighter, and that's why I think PlayStation Village was exclusive, and that's why you see the CGI, you see the Lady Miranda. Surprised me. They went deep to make it like kind of smart some way, puzzles and stuff. That way is better. But I don't think any player ever explained that. But if the first time in history, but if a player explained that if PlayStation wants Resident Evil 3 Remake and exclusive to PlayStation, Resident Evil 3 Remake will become like a movie. It will look different. It will be like how it is from the original, you know? You see zombies around. You guys imagine that in VR. Imagine if you play as a AI that's inside a car but doesn't want to get out. You get an option to get out, but you want to stay in and hide because like there's a bunch of zombies, like how in the intro was. The opening of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, if they ever use this running and those zombies, and then how the player will react. I think it exists in Resident Evil Vandella, the demo. That's why they use that. They use that in Resident Evil Vandella demo. They use it. They didn't use it or release it in this platform or this this in the US, and that's why they have it on the demo in Resident Evil Vendetta demo. And there's the zombies. You play as the AI, but it become a zombie and stuff. But that's how, and you see everything's going on. I see why it's different, you know. I see why the gameplay in that demo VR was different. It was still you can do anything, you just watch it in VR, but it's something, you know. It's very something with that demo. I see why the gameplay is different. If Resident Evil has like decided to do that, wanted to do more with that type of gameplay with VR, Vandella, like a movie cinematic universe, you like interact or talk to the computers, or you like, that'd be weird, you know. That'd be like kind of like you'd be in that universe already, like how the movies is, and it just became how the movies always explain that, but you never think it will come to pass, and it did. Now it did. You know, the VR. They could like how it will be. You know, you imagine you beat Chris Redfield and Vendetta in VR, but not how Resident Evil 4 remake is. You know, or Resident Evil Village is. You know, like you can't interact like if there's a computer up in the table and you don't press the buttons, or you could use the mice and you'll be like, oh wow, I'm in the universe of Resident Evil, dude. I'm using the computer in the game of Resident Evil, and somehow you talk to the computer. And somehow the computer could talk to you. It would be so weird. You're like, wow, and then how the player will be like, wow, dude, this computer's talking to me. What the heck? They're treating them. What should I treat them? There's this computers, right? They're gonna be like that and think in their head. I don't. I think I think they do have that capability. Right? PlayStation does, but don't wanna use it. Like, wow, what the heck? And in the game of Resident Evil Vendetta, only Resident Evil. And then you could like what will it be if you kind of punch Leon from Resident Evil? That's in the game of Resident Evil. It's fiction. You punch Leon, what will he do? Perhaps he will attack maybe, or I don't know, or in VR, I don't know if they use mics and then you talk to the computers. What what's going on? What's the mission, BSA? Or like, I don't know. Or Glen Arias talking to Chris Redfield, and you talking to Glen Arias first time in history. But I don't think they're ever gonna do that. They probably just do other games of horror, like mic sounds and stuff. Oh, I think they do have it, but they're on their own, and they have just the zombie dog that took down the Stars members when the opening, when they were searching for Bravo team, and then the zombies dogs took down the one Star member in the face. Yeah, that would be similar, but I see it exists, but they don't want. Resident Evil doesn't do it because I think they still the PlayStation and Resident Evil is still around. Just don't want to like put that. But Resident Evil Vendetta demo exists, so like it's still there. So I'm not sure if they don't will desire to make an update on that. Yeah, on that VR, and I kind of like coach some way because I'm playing Resident Evil. That's why I'm good, and that's why I did the Copa America. That will come Copa America, and then this formation, and then that will be if they train or not for Mexico, like Resident Evil. That's why Konami they put Liga Max first time in history that they ever done. And then now, like what it will be, I'm not sure. Oh, that King of Fighter. They did have the remake, but it's on their own. I see why it's releasing with yeah, the plan I still play Resident Evil and PlayStation and an Xbox, but I see more of PlayStation exclusive is how it is, like coming. And the streaming service with the more of like how Spider-Verse is or is it Japan is. Uh, and that's like important. That's why PlayStation pretty much care just the characters of Resident Evil, like how Resident Evil 3 was. They also did Welcome Raccoon City also. They did put the characters, but like I don't think PlayStation or like wants to be more part of Resident Evil, so that the characters how it is. They did. They could really put like the characters really into Resident Evil Village. They really could put like some Twilight thing if they want. Make Chris, because it shows Chris in the cover of Resident Evil Village and the werewolf and stuff. And Resident Evil 9 will be different. Pretty much PlayStation is part of Resident Evil 9 because like Resident Evil is independent, but like they need to they kind of rely on the PlayStation and the movie CGI, and that's why it's cinematic, it's good. They brought it back, they brought the main characters they've been waiting, and then finally, like, I don't think PlayStation or Resident Evil ever noticed that some will kind of wants to put an exclusive, and they did, and now it's in streaming service. They're paying attention. They put Resident Evil Infinite Darkness in, so pretty much, Resident Evil is now like Resident Evil 9 will be BSA, and it says it's not important, No, it's important. The BSA, I'm just I don't need to listen, like how Lord of the Rings, where they listen to a fan that read the books. They read all the books and comics, and they kind of experts. So if I'm not like that, it's just that the Resident Evil 9, it has to show the BSA village. It has to show the Chris Redfield and how he goes to BSA with Jill Valentine and what happened to his team. Oh, BSA, and then what would be, will there be a special character appear, a special villain, or Jill Valentine that is like what show Jill. Like, I don't want to see. For me, I like how Resident finally was. Like, it's only the main characters, and not that like some made up characters. Like, they could do that, but I think they will put that in Resident 9. Like, they could show like how they did in Revelation. It was okay, Parker and the other characters is okay, because I see why, because they show us the BSA founder characters that's in BSA, yeah, and even Resident Vendetta, where I like that type of story detail where it shows the BSA of Chris Redfield and Vendetta and his team. It did show them. Don't think that it's all. Yeah, it did show a lot of the main characters of Leon, Chris, and Rebecca, but they did show the side characters too. Like, they kind of like more important to the BSA, of them. So I don't want to see like characters like Ethan Winter. Ethan Winter is good, but not like story like super. Yeah, there is superpowers, but not like I don't like. I don't like kind of the DLC where they're trying to make me believe that it's magic, and then it's only in uh Ethan Winter, Rose Winter, of her imagination, of the magic and stuff. They just want to put that, but like it's not really like how it is, She does have powers and stuff, but like not like how it is. The DLC that I see, the point of view, as when playing. Like, I don't want to think Rezu is like that. I think it isn't. It's only in Rose Winter Mine, and that's why it looks special powers. It does have special powers, but not like magic words like Wonderland and stuff. And that like it should be like scary, like the zombie shows and the wolves, where it showed the zombies that were kind of scary. And like Resident Evil would show the the stars team, the founder team, the what squad from Chris Redfield, and how they get KO. But I don't think um they will put that in. Or the like it will be the last Chris Redfield last game. It will be his last series. Like I care just that details, and not like I understand. That's why they put details, the characters. I see a lot, I see a lot of the Resident Vandella and Death Island. Yeah, teams like that. And Vandella the most, the characters. And Chris was with them, and where it started, where he headed to find Glen areas, and then this one captain from that's not BSA, but Chris was the only BSA that went to that mission, and then Hawkins like, we split with 3 teams, and Chris is like, and then some male characters say, oh, the expert, what do you think of? And Chris is like, oh, you have someone that you care or something. It's like that in the dialogue of Resident Vandella, and that's why I like the part where it shows all of them, and that's why this is the reason why why they keep changing. But it's okay, but no, it's not okay because they keep changing. But I like how it is. That they know about Resident Evil, and then Vandella, they came in. I like that when Chris give the signal, wave his hand, and say, let's go in, and then Chris go in, clear, and stuff. And yeah, I like that one. And then they're finding 2, Chris Redfield, they didn't change his looks, It's good. They still have it, it's just that they don't want to put more action into it. How Vandella was. Vandella is the reason why it's special, like similar to Veronica, because it has more action, and the graphics too. That was so long since Resident Evil hadn't done graphics carrying with the characters, and now Resident Evil will come. That's the reason why Street Fighter 6 they enhanced their graphics and the characters and make it more better than how it was in Street Fighter 5. I still like Street Fighter 5 too, and 6. Yeah, they're both good. And Resident Evil 3, like ever have a director cut, but they never put it in. They have a big to think of what Resident Evil 3 is, and that's why Resident Evil 3 remake they did, like I don't think they the player talk about by I like the Resident Evil 3 remake because it was different others that did Resident Evil 3 remake. It was good, they brought Brad, they put all that stuff in, they put Inferno and Nightmare and even Village. But like I say, Resident Evil 3 remake was special, but that's why I like that more. Even multiplayer Resident Evil 3 Resistance style play is better, Resident Evil 3 Resistance online is that is good. They kind of listen on that. The multiplayer, they still have it. It's just that they never want to or want to make an update on that. That was Resident Evil Resistance. Resident Evil 3 remake was good, Separate. That was really good, Then put this all in, and then just there's not gonna be any updates or stuff. But at least they put Resident Evil 3 remake multiplayer. And it's very good, It's, and even Resident Evil Verse is good too. good. I'm like because I reached the number one spot in the Super Campeones, and that's why I took it. I still have it. They kind of like take that away from me because I already got the number one spot now. I already showed it, I already did, yeah. And now, like, talking about Resident Evil and, like, resistance that it exists, and even the multiplayer. They even put multiplayer way back with Umbrella Corps, but then they put a survivor horror, like Resident Evil, like UPBSA, characters from the movies, whatever, like the graphics and how it is. I think Resident Evil Vendetta. Imagine if Resident Evil Vendetta, the graphics and all that, and you play it at like a game. I think that would be in PS6 or PS7. I thought it would be in PS5. I thought Resident Evil Vendetta would have been in PS5. Maybe it would be in PS6 or PS7. Oh, and the VR, they already got there now. And I thought it would be in PS5 or PS6, 7, or VR3, or like some horror ending game or something to be in PlayStation to play in VR. Or I don't think they would do that. Or like pretty much the Suicide Squad will come and it, that'd be something. And the Resident Evil, like Resident Evil put a lot of like, they're not allowing like zombies coming in the doors, entering doors to make it difficult for the player. I don't think they really do focus on the players. It's just that they don't want to go very deep to give the player what they want. Zombies enter the doors or block the doors, or Resident Zero someday become like a online similar to Resident Evil Outbreak, similar to that, where you pause the game but it doesn't pause, it's still going, or you have to stay in the room and then the zombies pass by and you don't want the zombie to enter. That's why you block the door so that the zombie doesn't enter, like something like that, like how they use that mechanic for Resident Zero or Resident Outbreak, or if Resident Outbreak going, if you're trying to block the player, it will not work because maybe it will detect and it will not be, the player will kick you out if you do that. Or I don't know if they will do that, but I hadn't seen that. Resident Evil hadn't done that yet. I hadn't seen that. Like, zombies enter doors, or when you climb the ladder, the computer doesn't hurt you. You'll take damage. Maybe soon, but like that type of place I see when I play Resident 2 Remake, when I see, like, I'm not like a beta tester or anything, but I see that, and like the zombies still enter doors and stuff. So yeah.